hearing is underway this morning in federal court here in Nashville. As we speak, Rutherford County Sheriff Robert Arnold is facing a judge, and he's expected to plead guilty to corruption charges. This comes just 3 weeks before Arnold was supposed to stand trial. Arnold is charged with 14 counts of public corruption stemming from the sale of e-cigs in the county jail. His two co-defendants, former jail administrator Joe Russell and Arnold's uncle John Vanderveer, are expected to also work out deals. Russell will go before the same federal judge Friday. If Arnold does plead guilty, it officially removes him as the Rutherford County Sheriff and renders a current ouster suit moot. Our Nick Barris is there in the federal courtroom where cameras are not allowed. He'll be providing updates on Facebook and Twitter, so check in with those. This morning, the Orlando suspect wanted in the fatal shootings of his pregnant girlfriend and a police officer is in custody. Markeith Lloyd was captured last night after eluding police for more than a week. The fugitive was led into booking, bloodied and bruised, shackled in the same handcuffs that belonged to the officer he's accused of killing. He was found in an abandoned home and was wearing body armor. Police say he had 2 handguns, one of which carried a 100-round drum, giving it a capacity for firing 100 rounds. Former President George H.W. Bush is in the hospital for the 4th time in 5 years. The 41st president was admitted in Houston days ago because of shortness of breath, but the family is just now revealing that news. As Roxana Saberi reports, the 92-year-old is set to be responding well to treatment.
Former President George H.W. Bush is stable, and his spokesman says he's expected to go home in a couple of days.
Ground forces are not engaged.
The 41st president was taken to Houston Methodist Hospital on Saturday for shortness of breath. Mr. Bush was seen in public less than 2 weeks ago at an NFL playoff game, and in December he celebrated the Pearl Harbor anniversary with former Senator Bob Dole. At 92 years old, the elder Bush is the oldest living president. The former president has a form of Parkinson's disease and uses a motorized scooter or a wheelchair to get around. Despite his loss of mobility, the World War II veteran celebrated his 90th birthday by making a tandem parachute jump in Maine. A spokesperson says family members waited 4 days to announce the hospitalization because they didn't want to alarm anyone without assessing the situation. His office announced earlier this month that Mr. Bush and his wife Barbara would not attend Donald Trump's inauguration because of the former president's age and health. Roxana Saberi for CBS News, New York.
President-elect Donald Trump is heading back to Washington today after being sworn in on Friday. Trump took the stage last night at a pre-inauguration dinner, hosting several foreign dignitaries. Yesterday, we learned he will take the oath of office on the Bible used by both Abraham Lincoln and President Obama. Meantime, the number of Democrats vowing to skip the inauguration ceremony continues to rise. 57 U.S. representatives now say they will boycott the event. 2 days before Donald Trump takes over the White House, President Obama holds his final news conference this afternoon. He's likely to face questions about commuting sentences of prisoners and the threat to the Affordable Care Act. We'll carry that news conference live here on NewsChannel 5, scheduled for 1:15 this afternoon. Governor Bill Haslam will roll out his top legislative priority to the legislature in just a few minutes. At the top of his list, the gas tax. Haslam says the state's $6 billion road project backlog needs to be addressed, and that could mean the state's first gas tax hike since 1989. The governor is scheduled to address the General Assembly at 11:15. We do have a crew there. Be sure to download the News Channel 5 app for details as they develop.